Boundaries, boundaries. Who needs them? I need boundaries in my life. And as I was talking to the ladies in my Held and Healed group, I was asking, kind of doing a little bit of a poll, trying to find out what is the next topic you guys are ready to dig into together. So I have been offering a 12 truths for renewing your mind as you rebuild after an abusive marriage. That is one group coaching course that I've been through 3 rounds now. And as we were looking forward to adding some new group coaching material, what was the next topic we wanted to cover? And boundaries is the topic that we've decided to tackle. So it is not going to be all inclusive. There's so much. It's a very broad topic. We are going to learn about setting boundaries with our time limitations. We're going to learn about setting boundaries with finances. And the biggest one is going to be focusing on boundaries in relationships. So this is something that I have had to learn, and I am still learning. I would not pretend for one moment that I have this all, figured out. But the things that I've learned, the things that have helped me along the way, I want to be able to just impart them and share them with the women in my life. So if you're listening in real time, March 1st is our first kickoff, and that group is ready to launch. There's a private Facebook group ready to roll. And we will alternate between Zooms and Facebook Lives. That's where the coaching will take place. But you're going to also come away with a vault of 12 different videos and 12 different truths that are centered around boundaries. So one thing we're going to focus on during our time together is I'm going to invite every lady to choose one boundary that she needs to set and hold, an area where she knows that she has just let other people run all over her, or she herself has just allowed that and has had expectations of herself that maybe were not realistic or healthy. And so for the entire time that we're together, that's going to be the one boundary that you're gonna set it, and you're gonna hold it, and we're gonna hold each other accountable. And then each lady is also going to choose one healthy habit. So we talk a lot about healthy habits in our group, and that's something that I'm really passionate about helping women. So getting proper rest at night, proper nutrition, hydration, supplements, taking time, spending with safe people, getting outside and getting the sun on your skin, which yay, spring is coming, we're ready for that. Moving your body in some way. Journaling, like especially a gratitude journal, is extremely helpful. There's different healthy habits. And so I'm going to kind of share what all those habits are. And then each lady's going to pick one, just one to focus on the whole time we're together. And at the end of our time, hopefully that has become a habit. So for me personally, the one that I always have struggled with all my life, and I really struggle with, is the moving and the exercise component. So I know that that's going to be the thing that I'm going to be asking the ladies in the group to help hold me accountable for. Beyond that, we're going to learn about Jade. So when you're dealing with unsafe people, what are some tools that you can have in your tool belt that you can just pull out in that moment? So Jade is an acronym. I did not create this. This is just something that I love to share with women and teach women. So when you're dealing with people who have already proved themselves to be unsafe, we do not need to justify our actions. We do not need to argue with them, JA. We do not need to defend ourselves, and we do not need to, oh gosh, JADE. I always forget one, and today it's the E. Explain ourselves. So we're going to learn about the JADE acronym. We're also going to learn about Grey Rock. So again, when you're dealing with these unsafe people that you're just never ever going to be able to win, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, somehow it's going to be turned on you. It's going to be flipped on you. It's going to become your fault. Enter in gaslighting, enter in projection. Those things happen a lot when you're dealing with unsafe people. You want to make yourself boring and drab and as dull as a gray rock. So what does that look like? What does that look like to do that and just become this boring lump of rock so that they just move away and they're not even? We don't want to give abusive and unsafe people the satisfaction, the gratification of seeing that they have upset us. So learning how to regulate our emotions, learning how to hold those things in check so that we don't give them that satisfaction. We're going to learn about green flags in relationships. We talk a lot about red flags and things that we wish we had known before, but we're also going to talk about green flags along with the red flags. We're going to talk about the power of one little word, two little letters, NO. Do you know that the word no can be your best friend? The word no can keep you from so many situations and so many commitments that you have no business being committed to. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to learn, one of my favorites is I'm not available. A sweet friend taught this to me a couple years ago. And while no sometimes feels harsh to an empath, Enneagram 2 wing 1 like myself, saying I'm not available feels softer. It's still truthful because I am a truth teller, and so I need something that's truthful. I'm not available could mean that I am in a court case with someone and I'm not available. I'm not available could mean I'm taking a nap. You don't need to explain to anyone what you're doing. If you're not available, you're not available. Does that feel weird? I know. To some of us, we are so driven by the needs of others, and we are so compelled and even guilted into saving, rescuing, redeeming, just all the things that were never ours to do. They were God's job, and we have taken upon ourselves for different reasons. And so now we're going to learn how to say, I'm not available. So that and so much more. I set boundaries to respect myself and to honor my healing. Have you ever thought about boundaries in that way? I set a boundary to respect me and to honor my healing. It's not so much about punishing a person for being unsafe or abusive, although it is a consequence, but it's more about I am ready to heal. And if I have a gaping flesh wound and someone keeps jabbing it, and I allow someone to keep jabbing at it, that gaping flesh wound will never heal. But if I choose to remove myself from certain situations, we will talk about no and low contact. That's really important. If I choose to remove myself from certain relationships and certain situations that are like that stick that just keeps jabbing, and any progress that I've made to this point keeps being thwarted because it just keeps opening back up, I am saying I respect myself enough to say I'm done, and I'm not going to continue to put myself in that situation. So you are welcome to join us on this first round, or if you come along later and want to jump into another round, I think I'm going to start offering these about every 6 weeks for women. And just go to heatherelizabeth.org and check on the coaching or the boundaries. I'm not sure how it's going to be labeled to see when the next session is starting. You will get to know some other women and have some community and some fellowship along the way. So come check it out and let's learn about setting healthy boundaries together. Blessings.